Welcome back. We're here at Ledyard National Bank in their new London office, and joining me now is Senior Vice President and Senior Lending Officer, Bill Kidder. Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. We're going to talk a little bit about commercial lending and what that actually means.
Well, commercial lending means a lot of things to different people, but in community banking, what it really means is small business lending and lending to investment real estate and real estate for small business owners.
Right. We have a lot of small business owners in this area, which is why I bring that up. So if you needed a line of credit, maybe you want to put an expansion on your building, or you want to buy another location, those would be all things that could come to you for.
Exactly. That's exactly what we do. We also like to think of ourselves as taking a consultative approach to it, though.
Nice.
So that when people come in, I'll sometimes use the term, let me take my banker's hat off. And start with understanding what they want to do with their business, what they want to do with their lives, how they want to grow their business. And then we can have a conversation that lets us look at how do we structure the financing for their business to achieve those goals.
Excellent.
So that's where, the lines of credit come in, term loans, any number of other products that they might want.
It's nice to get that advice on top of just signing the loan document, and I think that's what is different about a community bank, which Ledyard is.
I think you're absolutely right. The people know the community. They're active in the community. Well, most importantly, the community bank is really vested in the success of that community. We don't have the option of lending in a different market,
well said.
picking different businesses that we want to lend into. So if you believe, as I do, that businesses that are owned by local individuals are critical to the vitality of the community, and you take that and you're in commercial lending, you realize how important it is for you to support those local business owners. And that's where the fun is.
Absolutely, and I think this area runs on small businesses, and we really do support our local businesses because they're what makes our community vibrant. And one of them is Ledyard Bank.
Yeah, absolutely. And those small businesses, they make donations to nonprofits.
Absolutely.
They employ people.
That's right.
They build homes. They buy cars. They go out to dinner. Those are really critical to the success of a community being really vibrant. And you don't see that in communities that aren't vibrant. You see, I hate to pick on big box stores, but the money always flows out of the community.
It does, right. And that's we love keeping our dollars here, I think, particularly in this Kearsarge and Upper Valley area. People are very interested in the local.
Absolutely.
We were talking a little bit off camera, and I just have to say this. You talked about when shopping for a bank to look for a bank that's interested in doing business with you. I think that is such great advice, and you have a little story about it.
I do. It was my stepbrother when he was looking to buy the family business when my stepmother had passed away, and I told him, I said, go out to these banks, and I gave him 3 banks and 3 names, and I said, sit down, and I said, within 5 minutes, you'll know whether or not they're interested in you.
Yeah.
And he came back and he said, it's so true.
It's great.
But I think that is very much the best way to pick a bank. There are many community banks out there. There are large banks, and sometimes a large bank's the right fit. But I think in our market, a community bank is really the way to go because you get the broad base of services, you get that personalized attention, and you do get somebody that sits down with you and asks you what you want to do with your business.
What's important to you, Well, I bank here, and I have to say that the customer service has been drop dead more than I could ever have imagined. Recently did a wire transfer where a couple of the numbers were wrong, no fault of mine or Ledyard's. It was given to me wrong from the people who were getting the wire transfer. And within 15 minutes of finding that mistake, I had 2 phone calls and an email from the branch manager, Katie, here, making sure that I came in and changed the paperwork and letting her know that they were on top of it all. I was just blown away. I thought that was just tremendous, and that's the difference in a small community bank where you know people.
We love to hear stories like that, and I would say that is should be the expectation in a small community bank.
Yes.
What we really bring to the table is personalized service and expertise. And that makes a difference. I like to tell people when we go out and do commercial lending that the numbers aren't the basis for making a decision. The numbers are the basis for having a conversation.
Yes.
The
Good.
conversation in conjunction with the numbers are how you make a decision. And I think that's lost on a lot of people. They just look at a piece of paper, they see numbers.
Right.
And as you know in business, there are things that happen, ups and downs, unplanned events.
Absolutely.
And if you don't ask about those and understand them,
Yeah.
you don't really know what's going on with the business.
Yeah, well said. Well, good. Well, great testimony. We invite our audience to call, come in, meet the people that make this place run and help make our community run, and really see what difference the Ledyard Bank makes. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. It's been delightful talking to you.
Thanks. Have a great day.